Mr. Speaker, this new blueprint delivers 3 high-speed lines. First, that's Crewe to Manchester. Second, Birmingham to the East Midlands, with HS2 trains continuing to central Nottingham and central Derby, Chesterfield and Sheffield on an upgraded main line. And third, a brand new high-speed line from Warrington to Manchester and to the western border of Yorkshire, slashing journey times across the north. Mr. Speaker, I know they'll want to hear the detail of those journey times, and they'll also want to explain why their constituents would wish to wait decades more to deliver a journey almost no faster at all than these plans today. So, Mr. Speaker, I've heard some people say that we're just going about, and this is, I think, their point, electrifying the Transpennine route. This is wrong. What we're actually doing is investing £23 billion to deliver Northern Powerhouse Rail and the Transpennine route upgrade, unlocking east-west travel across the north of England. So in total, this package is 110 miles of new high-speed line, all of it in the Midlands and the north. It's 180 miles of newly electrified line, all of it in the Midlands and the north. I just remind the honourable gentleman that there's 63 miles of electrified line in 13 years. We'll upgrade the East Coast Main Line with a package of investment on track improvements and digital signalling, bringing down journey times between London, Leeds, Darlington, Newcastle and Edinburgh, bringing benefits to the North East much, much sooner than under the previous plans. And it adds capacity and speeds of services over more than 400 miles of lines, the vast majority of it in the Midlands and the North. And we'll study how best to take HS2 trains into Leeds as well. And we'll start work on the new West Yorkshire mass transit system, righting the wrong of this major city, probably the largest in Europe, which doesn't have a mass transit system. We commit today to supporting West Yorkshire Combined Authority over the long term to ensure that this time it actually gets done. In short, Mr. Speaker, we're about to embark on one of the biggest single acts of levelling up of any government in history. Well, listen to the numbers. It's 5 times more than was spent on Crossrail. It's 10 times more than was spent on delivering the Olympics. But they still think it's a small package, Mr. Speaker. It will achieve the same, similar or faster journey times to London and on the core Northern Powerhouse network than the original proposals, and will bring the benefits years earlier, as we double, in some cases, triple the capacity. So let me just set out a few of these investments. Rail journeys between Birmingham and Nottingham cut from an hour and a quarter to 26 minutes, city centre to city centre. Journeys between York and Manchester down to 55 minutes from 83 minutes today. Commuters will be able to get from Bradford to Leeds in just 12 minutes, almost half the time it takes today. There'll be earlier benefits for places like Sheffield and Chesterfield. Trips from Newcastle to Birmingham will be slashed by almost 30 minutes, and passengers in Durham and Darlington will benefit from smoother, more reliable trains, as the IRP delivers not just for our largest cities, but also for smaller places and towns. For example, Kettering, Market Harborough, Leicester, Loughborough, Grantham, Newark, Retford, Doncaster, Wakefield, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Stalybridge. They could all see improvements, electrification and faster services, benefiting in ways that they would not have done under the original HS2 programme. Mr. Speaker, we're not stopping there. Today's plan is about those places which connect and interact with HS2 and Northern Powerhouse Rail. So the scale of ambition, with many of these projects lying outside of the scope. So just yesterday, I opened the first beaching reversal, reversing the beaching axe. And we are going to be doing the same in Northumberland, from Ashington, Blythe, Newcastle line, and many others. We're investing £2 billion in cycling, walking, £3 billion in turn-up-and-go bus services, and tens of billions in our country's roads. So, Mr. Speaker, after decades of decline, with constrained capacity and poor reliability, finally, this plan will give passengers in the North and the Midlands the service they need and they deserve. It's not just about infrastructure. We're going to make train travel much easier as well. And today I can confirm £360 million to reform fares and ticketing with the rollout of contactless pay-as-you-go ticketing to 700 urban stations, including 400 in the north. Mr. Speaker, this is a landmark plan, by far the biggest of any network improvement and focused on the North and Midlands. With more seats, more frequent services, shorter journeys, it meets the needs of today's passengers and the future generations, and we're getting started immediately.